I remember sitting in my English class, staring at the teacher. She asked me a simple question. What did you do this weekend? I knew the answer, but I froze. In my head, I had to think in my language first. Then I had to translate it into English. But the words didn't come fast enough. I smiled nervously and said, "Oh. I go. Market." Everyone nodded politely. But I felt embarrassed. Why couldn't I just think in English? At home, I practiced grammar. I wrote vocabulary lists. But in conversations, I still translated everything in my head. It made me slow and nervous. I couldn't respond quickly. It felt like my English was always one step behind. One day, I admitted it to myself. I don't think in English. I think in my native language. And that's why I struggle. That was the moment things started to change. After that tough class, I spoke with my friend Sarah. She's from my country, too. But her English is so natural. I asked her, "How do you think in English?" She smiled and said, "I don't wait for the right words. I just talk. Even if it's not perfect. And I describe things around me in English." That night, I tried it. I looked at my desk and said out loud, "This is a book. It's blue. I'm writing. I feel sleepy." I kept going, even though it felt silly. The next day, while cooking, I whispered. I cut the tomato. I put salt. The water is boiling. No grammar books. No translations. Just simple English. Little by little, something amazing happened. I stopped needing to translate. Words started coming to me naturally. It wasn't about speaking perfectly. It was about making English part of my daily thoughts. I created small habits. Every morning, I looked in the mirror and described how I felt. I'm tired. I want coffee. Today is cold. At night. I thought in English about my day. I went to work. I finished my tasks. I talked with Anna. I also changed the language on my phone to English. My apps. My messages. Everything became English. It felt strange at first. But it helped me think faster. I started labeling things around the house. My mirror said, mirror. My chair said, chair. I even labeled my toothbrush. This wasn't about grammar or tests. It was about seeing English everywhere. Thinking in it. Living in it. I wasn't fluent yet. But I was starting to feel it inside me. A few months later, I noticed something amazing. During a video call with a colleague from another country, I spoke without overthinking. I didn't stop to translate. I didn't worry about mistakes. I just answered questions. Told stories. And even made a joke. When I ended the call, I realized I had just thought and spoken in English without fear. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. That night, I cried. Not because I was sad, but because I had reached a point I thought was impossible. I remembered that girl in class who couldn't say a full sentence. She would be so proud of me now. If you're like me, always translating, always doubting, know this. You can learn to think in English. Start with simple sentences. Describe your actions. Talk to yourself. Label your world. Change your phone's language. Don't wait for perfection. Thinking in English isn't about being smart. It's about creating habits. It's about accepting mistakes. It's about using English even when it feels hard. When you do this every day, something shifts. English becomes your second voice. It becomes a part of your thoughts, your world, your life. and one day. Just like me. You'll realize you're not just learning English. You're living it. Vocabulary highlights. Translate. To change words from one language into another. Embarrassed. Feeling shy or uncomfortable in front of others. Describe. To say what something looks or feels like. Fluent. Able to speak a language easily and well. Label. To put a name or description on something. Habit. Something you do regularly without thinking. Confidence. The feeling of being sure about yourself. Shift. A small change in how something works or feels. Whisper. To speak very quietly. Colleague. Someone you work with.